Okay, guys, we'll start now. See, okay. So last class, we discussed about comparing IP addresses, what is subnet mask, and also we just started with the application called Cisco Packet Tracer. Okay. So far, we have covered three sessions. So this is a session four. So this is session four out of our 15 session, right? So we just have only 11 more sessions after this. Okay, so the course will get over by, as I told you, we started on August 3, right? So continuously we're going to have class till August 17. So 15 days boot camp. So we'll complete the class on August 17. And after that, I'll share the recordings with you guys and also the course completion certificate, right? Since you guys have joined the meeting and registered for the course, you guys will get the course completion certificate also. Yes. Okay, let's get started with today's class. Okay, let me take the topics that I'm supposed to discuss today. Okay, so last class we just covered this part, right? GUI and CLI, the difference we understood. We also started working with, packet tracer. We understood there is a very useful help system that Cisco has got, which is question mark, right? And yeah, so just can you guys raise hand? There is an option to raise hand. How many of you just tried the lab in the last class, which I just told in the last class, that Cisco packet tracer? Okay, so you can raise hand, guys. There is an option in Zoom meeting to raise hand. So please raise hand so that I know how many of you have tried it. Okay, good. Okay, enough. Okay, enough, please. Fine, fine. Let me uh, close this. Enough. I will start. Okay, you can raise down. Let me close this. Okay. So they see, listen, as I told you, you guys, you guys have sacrificed your enjoyments and your joining classes in the weekend, I know, right? So convert that time useful. You have to practice the labs. If you're directly coming for this class, without practicing what I told in the last class, it's going to be difficult, right? So you'll not be able to understand things completely in this class. Right? Again, you will be partially understanding this class, and if you directly come for the next class, and again, you will not even understand that half of the concept, right? So just at some point of time you will join one class where you don't even understand anything whatever I teach here. So better please practice the labs, right? Even today also we're going to have very important labs. I want you guys to practice the lab as soon as the class is over, or maybe at least before the next day. Okay. So today's plan is we already took packet tracer. We just took packet tracer application. We practiced it. Let me just show you one more time, because every day, new students are joining the group. They are joining the meeting. So I'll just tell them what we covered in the last portion of yesterday's class. Okay, we had the Cisco packet tracer application, which is a simulator where we're gonna have routers, switches, and all. Right, these routers, switches are really costly devices. We cannot buy them, so we're gonna practice networking with these kind of a simulators. Okay, so I open this and I'm just gonna take the router 28. See, any router you can take, but I'm just taking 2811 router. You guys also take that itself, right? So when you practice next time, or maybe if you're practicing today's lab, when you see the model here, you'll be able to see the routers. Okay, just take this 2811 router, just place it over here. Okay, last time I was taking this router. So in yesterday's class, I was taking this router, 1841. That's fine, right? This time, let me take this 2811 router. I'll tell you the reason why so specifically this router. Okay, so I'm going to click on this router and go to the CLI section of the router. Okay, and then I'm just going to give no. Okay, so take me to the terminal of the router. So I'm just going to give the command called enable. I'll tell you what is this today. Okay, so now after this, we just try to configure time in this router, right? So for that, what did I use? It was using question mark. Initially, I was trying to use question mark because we cannot remember all the commands. So you can always take this help from the Cisco router, which is by using question mark, it will install the possible commands. Right? And we took the command clock, right? That is a task that we took yesterday. We wanted to configure clock to the router, so we just took this command. Okay, so I typed clock and then I gave question mark. and the router told me that I need to type set, right? It will just keep guiding me what to type next. So after that, I'm doing question mark again. It is asking me to type the actual time. So the time is now it's 6:47, which is 18:47. Okay, so and then next is month of the sorry, day of the month, which is at 06, and it's August month, so I have to give AUG, and then again I'm giving question mark, and I'm giving 2023. Okay, again I'm giving question mark, and it says that your command is complete. Okay, so we all know, right? If you guys know this command, then you can use it directly. If you don't know the command, what you can use? You can use the question mark whenever required. Okay, yeah. So let me just give enter, and I'm gonna see the clock. The command to see the clock is show clock. Okay, yeah. See, if you have not attended yesterday's session, and if you're directly joining today's session, then it's going to be difficult to understand. Okay, that is why I say every class has got a dependency. It's not every day we're gonna discuss a new topic. Every topic depends on the previous session. So if you're joining this class today, and if you miss the last class, then it's going to be tough for you guys. I mean, because whatever I'm telling you right now, all these things we covered detailing in the last class, right? Maybe if you miss the last class, that's fine, right? Try to understand. It will be difficult only, but again, if you're missing classes, upcoming classes will be difficult. Have that in mind. Okay, so better join all the classes. Whatever work you have, that's fine, right? Just 15 days. We already covered 3 days. We have 11 more days after this class. Just try to join the sessions, right? Right. At last, once the boot camp is over, I'll share the recordings of all the classes technically. Okay, yeah. So this we covered in the last lesson. We know this. We just did this. You guys also noticed it. Fine. Most of you guys have practiced it also. Fine. So the next thing is we have to understand what is the modes. What are the modes that we have in Cisco iOS? Okay. So what is Cisco iOS? Hey, Cisco iOS is nothing but a OS, right? So I told you it's an operating system that is installed on which devices, right? It is, you can find Cisco iOS on Cisco routers, right? Not every router. You can find it only on Cisco routers and switches. Okay. Okay. So these are the devices which has got Cisco iOS in it. So Cisco iOS is basically an operating system. Now let us compare Windows with Cisco iOS guys. Okay. I'm just going to give you a very simple example. We'll take Windows OS. Okay. And I have Cisco iOS over here. Okay. Both are OS only, no? Yes, this OS you see in laptops or desktops, PCs basically, and this OS you see in routers. So both are OS only. Okay, so now let me take this Windows OS, and I'm just gonna have three accounts over here. Okay, account. Assume there is a guest account. Okay, so there is a guest account in Windows, and there is uh, you know a standard user. Let's say a standard user account, and then there is an account called admin. Okay, so we have three types of accounts in Windows. Let's say Windows OS. Okay, Windows OS. Yeah. So now, my question is, right, you guys can easily understand that what is the difference between guest, standard user, and admin, right? Who has got more privilege, guys? Who has got more privilege? Of course, right, admin, right? I can understand, even though you guys are on mute, I can understand that your answer, yes, admin. Yeah, admin is the most privileged user, right? He has got more rights, right? He's a privileged user. Next to admin, who has got the next to privilege, next to admin, a standard user, right? A normal standard user has got privileges next to admin. So what about guest? Does he have any privileges or does he have any rights? No, right? Guest is just a guest, right? He doesn't have any rights, right? He cannot even install any software on the PC. Standard users can do, right? But standard users cannot do everything, right? Who can do everything? Only admin, right? So like how you can understand the privilege levels in privilege levels, I mean the privilege levels or rights in Windows OS, like admin, standard user, and guest stuff. The same way in Cisco iOS also, right? In Cisco's operating system also, we have three privilege levels, right? We're gonna call that as modes here. So here, how you call that as an account, guest account, a standard user account, and then admin account. The same way in Cisco iOS, we're gonna call it as modes, right? We're not gonna call it as accounts. Instead, we're gonna call it as modes, MODES. Okay, so we have three privilege levels. Right? Like how you can understand guest. Similarly, in Cisco iOS, you have a mode called user mode. Okay, this is a user mode, which is the least privilege level, right? Like how guest is a dummy account, the same way, yeah, this mode doesn't have much rights. Right? Okay, so I'll give you a few examples also. Please wait. Okay, this is a standard user. So standard user, like how you have standard user in Windows, right? Like kind of average privilege. Here we have something called enable mode. And then here admin, we're gonna call it as configuration mode. Yes. So user mode, enable mode, configuration mode. These are the three modes that we have in Cisco IOS. Okay. So now, how do we identify ourselves which mode I'm in? Right. Maybe when you take the terminal, when you take the CLA of the router, or when you take the terminal of the router, how will you know that you are in the user mode, or how will you know that you are in the enable mode or configuration mode? Okay. So if you have any doubts, please wait. Let me explain this, and then your doubt will get clear. Please wait. Okay. So now, let me just give exit, and then yeah. So now, how you identify yourself that how we identify that ourselves as whether which mode we are in. So in the user mode, basically how the user mode is identified is with a device name, right? If you have the router device, it will be router, and then if you have this greater than symbol, right? If you see this greater than symbol, which means you are in the user mode, right? And the same thing, device name, router, and then if you have a hash, okay, then you understand that you're in the enable mode. So here, router, and then if you have config, and then if you have hash, it's basically called as configuration mode. So three modes: user, enable, configuration mode. For the point. So how user modes are identified with this symbol. Okay, how enable mode, this symbol. How configuration mode, this way you identify that you're in the configuration mode. Okay. Now there is a poll that is coming up for you guys. Please try to answer the poll. Okay. So the question is which mode right now I'm in. Okay. So I'm just gonna create a poll. Okay, so I'm just giving you the choice. Okay, so I think yes, the question is just gonna come there now. Okay, so I'm just launching the question. Yes, guys, just see my screen and say which mode I'm in right now. Okay, just see what is the symbol that I have here. Okay, you guys can also change your answer, guys. If you answer it wrongly, please change it, right? So what is the symbol that I have here? Okay, the greater than symbol, right? Which means I'm in the user mode right now. Okay, so I'm in the user mode. Got it? Yeah, I think 85% plus have answered correctly, but I don't know what about the other no, 15%, right? Few guys have opted for enable and configuration. No, right? See here, what is my, this is the user mode, right? This greater than symbol says that I'm in the user mode. Okay, yeah. So let me just go and end the poll. Okay, so yes, I'm just sharing this with you guys also. Okay, see, out of 85%, close to 85% have answered correctly. Okay. Yeah. So I'm planning to have more poll questions so that we can have the session more interactive because you cannot unmute, you cannot chat. I know that the meeting is so strange. Yeah. Like it's just one side conversation, but I'll give more questions like this polls and I'll get you the answer base. Okay. Stop sharing. Okay. So let me just go with the next one. Okay. So now the thing is, a router, when you start the Cisco router, right? When you start the Cisco router, of course, the router will put you on the basic mode only, which is the user mode. So you are on the user mode now. User mode, you cannot do much stuff, right? User mode is basically a very simple mode only. And what is the basic difference? What is the basic, or first I'll tell you how do we escalate. Okay, I'll give you the difference in few minutes, but before that, I'll tell you how do we escalate ourselves from the modes. So when the router have you on the user mode, how can I go to the enable mode? Because it has got more rights now. I can just execute more commands over here. And if I'm in enable mode, again, if I want to go to the configuration mode, I can also go where I can execute almost all the commands. Okay, so what is a way to navigate? How do I jump from user to enable? How do I jump from enable to configuration? right? See, there is no way that you can directly jump from user to configuration. There is no way, right? You cannot jump directly like here. You have to go to the enable mode and then only you can go to the configuration mode. Okay. So the command is very simple. Right? Most of you have guessed it already, I guess. Enable. Okay. If you type enable, then it's going to take you to the enable mode. Okay. Let me show you here, please. I'm typing enable. Okay. Let me just, yeah. Okay. So I'm typing enable, and when I give enter, can you see there is a change in the symbol here? I'm into the enable mode. Right. Okay. Now, next thing is I'm just gonna go and I wanted to get into the right now into the enable mode. Then how do I move to the configuration mode? The command is very simple again. It's going to be configure terminal. Yeah, that's the command. So configure terminal. So let me just go and type that also. Configure, sorry, configure terminal. Okay, configure terminal. Okay, so let me give enter. Can you see after giving configure terminal, it says that you are into the configuration mode now. Okay, and it says that config hash over here. Okay, so which means I'm into the configuration mode. Then how do I go back? If I want to go to the previous mode, how do I go back? The command is very simple. To go back, the command is just exit. If you type exit, then it's going to take you to the enable mode. Again, if you want to go to the user mode, again, you type exit from the enable mode, you go to the user mode. Okay, I'll show you now how to go back. So typing exit. Okay, there you go. So now we got how to navigate between the modes, right? One more time doing enable, I'm into the enable mode, configure, terminal, I'm into the configuration mode, exit, going back one level, again, one more time exit, going back one more level. Again, I'm back into the user mode. Okay, good. So now we just understood this. Now first let us understand what is the need for having these modes and all, or what are the differences they have basically. Right? What is the difference? What is the difference in enable and what is the difference in user and enable? Right? What I can do in user, what I cannot do in user, what I can do in enable, what I cannot do in enable. I'll just simply give you an example for that also. See, so in the last class, when we configured a clock, there was a command that we used. Even today also I showed that command. The command was show clock. Okay, let's say show clock. So now just think how sensitive a show clock is. Is it a very confidential or sensitive command? Just seeing the time? Yeah, yes. Just show clock is not a sensitive command, right? It's just a very average normal command, right? Show clock is a normal command. It's not a sensitive command. It's not an important command. Okay. So now, in that case, when I use the show clock, right? If I use show, this is the command. This command I can use here. If I use show clock, the user mode, in user mode, I can use show clock. And I can also use show clock command in the enable mode, right? I can also use the command over here. And I can also use the command over here, which means show clock command works in all three modes. It works in user, it works in enable, it works in configuration. Okay. Whereas, as in show clock is a very basic average, very basic command, right? So that works in all the modes. Let's say there is a command called show password. There's a command called show password. Okay, so what show password? It is not it's not same as show clock, right? Show clock is just showing you the time. But what is show password? It gives the password of the router, right? Which is a sensitive command. So which means this show password command will not work here because why? Because we are in the user mode, right? It is a very basic mode. So show password will not work here. So whereas will show password work here? Of course, yes. Show password will work in enable mode because you have more privilege in the enable mode. And if it is working on the enable mode, then there is no doubt it also works on the configuration mode also, right? Okay, so show password command will work in enable mode. It works in the configuration mode also. Very good. So now, next is, let's say there is a command called set password. Okay, so I'm just going to use a command called set password. I'm going to set the password to the router. Set password to the router. Right? Do you think set password is going to work here? Not at all. Right? Do you think set password will work here? No. Set password will work only in the configuration mode. You got the idea, guys, right? Okay, so let me repeat the command that I wrote. So set password only in config because it is setting something, right? We are configuring. Setting a password is a configuration. So that works only in the configuration mode. Okay, whereas now show password, let's say there is a command called show password. Show password. It works where it works in the enable as well as it works in the config. Okay, what is the other command that was using? Show clock. Okay, that works on all the modes, right? User, enable, and then config. You got the point? Okay. So put simply, right? I'll just generalize this and say the first two modes are basically for verifying and testing. So verifying, testing. Verifying means what? Show commands. Show commands are used for verifying, right? So the first two modes are for verifying, and then it is for testing. Okay. So Arun, don't please keep raising your hand, Arun. Right? I cannot ask you a question now. So please load on hands. If you have any notes, note down and ask me after the class in WhatsApp or in my mail. Okay. Yes. Okay. So the first two modes are for verifying and then testing. Next thing is, right, in the case, do we have all verifying commands working over here? No. Right? In the user mode, very few verifying commands and testing commands will work. Whereas in the enable mode, all the verifying and testing commands will work. All the verification commands and testing commands will work. Right, so first two modes are for what? It's for verifying, which is like show commands will work, and for some testing, some commands we use that also works on the first two modes. When it comes to configuration, if you're going to configure something, right, that's going to work only on the configuration mode. So configuration means what configurations? Right? Set mean maybe if you're setting a password, that is a configuration. If you're assigning IP address, that is a configuration. See, there are so many network configurations that we have. We'll be covering some decent amount of configuration in this bootcamp. So that time you'll understand what all configuration I mean by, right? So maybe in this class, if I wanted to say maybe setting a password is a configuration which is possible only in the configuration mode, and also assigning IP address to the router is also possible only in the configuration mode. Got the point? So now we understood the differences, right? User, enable, configuration. These modes are only for verifying and testing. Few of the verifying and testing commands works over here. All verification and testing commands works over here. And the configuration mode is only for configuration. Okay. Yes. Okay. Good. So now let's have a poll. Okay. Yes. Just try to answer this poll, please. Okay. So they have just now launched the poll now. Just try to answer. And the question is, yeah, you got which command is used to go from enable to configure mode. Okay, very good. Almost 93% are right. Please, everyone participate, please. Okay. Okay. So I think yes, please. We'll end the poll now. Okay. So yes, I'm just sharing the results. Okay, almost 86% are correct. The question that has been asked was what is the command to go from enable to configure mode, right? So from enable to configuration, right? So enable to configure, what is the command? The command is configure terminal, right? Which 86% have answered correctly. Okay, nice. Okay, let's stop and go back to the class. Okay, so now So yes, so we just understood what are the modes that we have, or what is the purpose of them, and all some differences we understood with some examples. Okay, now this is going to be very important, right? I'm just going to say, the way how do you use shortcuts in the CLI. Hey, this is very important, and I want everyone to use this. Okay, so now what is the command to go from user to enable? Command is enable, right? Command is enable. Okay, so now let me just go and go to the router. I'm in the user mode. You guys see that, and I need to type enable. If I type enable, it will take me to the enable mode, correct? So instead of typing enable, I'm just giving backspace. And now I'm just going to give E, and then I'm going to give question mark. See, I'm just giving E and question mark. What is the meaning of this? This means that I'm asking the router, show me the command that is starting with E. Okay, you got the point, guys? Then I simply give question mark, it's going to list all the commands. Simply question mark will list all the commands. But when I give E and question mark, it's going to list only the command that is starting with E. How many commands we have starting with E? Enable and exit, right? So we just give, when I give en, right? When I give en, and if I give question mark now, how many commands I see? Only one command. Because why? Because router has got only one command that is starting with en. What is it? Enable, right? So which means if I mean en, the router knows that it is enabled, correct? Because there is only one command starting with en that is enabled. So in that case, what I can do is I can type en and listen to me carefully. Right, I can type en, and when I give tab, right, if I just press the tab key, just see I press my tab key, right? We have the tab, no, before the caps lock, above the caps lock. Yeah, when I gave the tab key, it's auto completing it. Okay, so I was just giving en and I gave tab, so it was completing the remaining characters for me, auto completed. Okay, so this is a really useful shortcut, so that whatever commands you configured, you never wanted to type the commands always completely, right? You can just type the required characters, like in this case I typed en and I gave tab, so it completed able for me automatically, right? So let me give enter. Okay, so now I came into the enable mode. You got the idea? Right, very simple. So you need to type en and give a tab. You have to press the tab key, and then it auto completes the remaining character for you. Okay, so yes, let me just go back, and I'm just giving exit and again back to the user mode, right? Now when I give E, right, let me type E and give tab. What happens when I give E? Now I'm typing E, not En, just E, and I'm giving tab. So what it is? It's not auto-completing, because why? Because command starting with E, two commands, right? If you start with E, there is a command called exit, there is a command called enable. So when you give tab after E, it doesn't know which command you're pointing. You're pointing to exit, or you're pointing to enable, the router doesn't know. The moment when I type en, it understands what? Right? En, there is only one command, which is nothing but enable. So when you give en and when you press the tab key, it auto completes the remaining character for that. Very good. So en, tab key, pressing the tab key, just notice now, pressing the tab key, auto completing the remaining characters. I'm getting into the enable mode of the router. Okay, good. So now let me just go and give the next thing. I'm just going to give C and question mark. Now we can see what you're seeing here. Now I'm in the enable mode. Can you see? Now I'm into the enable mode of the router. Okay. So now here, if I give C question mark, I can see all the commands that are starting with C. Right. Next is when I give C O question mark. What I see? I see the command starting with CO. So CO, configure, connect, copy. These are the commands that start with CO. When I give CON, okay. So question mark. Now I can see command starting with CON. Right. So when I give CONF question mark, there is only one command that is starting with CONF, right? You can understand, right? There is only one command that starts with CONF, that is configure. So which means after typing conf alone, if I give the tab key, the router understands that I mean by configure. Okay, can you understand the point? Yeah, so typing conf and giving tab key, it completes the remaining characters for me. Okay, now let me give T, and I'm going to give tab. What it is? It completed the remaining characters for me. Configure terminal. See how nice it is, how easy it is. Right, hereafter, it's not going to take time for us to type, because we always give only initial few characters, and we're going to press the tab key, so it auto completes the remaining character for us. It's a nice shortcut key. This is why I say configuring routers or any devices with command line is so fast, because we have so many shortcuts which we can use. Okay, let me give enter. Right, again, I'm into the configuration mode. When I give EX and then tab, it auto completes exit for me. Okay. Again, EN, EX, and then tab, exit, auto complete exit, right? Okay, let me just do it one more time. See now. EN, tab, enable, I got it. Conf, tab, T, tab, configure terminal. Okay. And then again, EX, tab, exit, EX, tab, exit. Okay, good. Very nice. Okay. So what is the first way? What is the first thing that we understood, guys? How do we navigate with full commands, right? So you type enable fully, and then you type configure terminal fully. That is a typing full command, and you type exit fully. So this is time consuming. Sometimes we make some typos. You will be typing the command spelling wrongly. All these issues will happen when you type commands completely. What is the next way? What is the next method? This is method number one is typing fully. What is method number two? En and press the tab key, right? Just hit the tab key. Tab. Okay, I'll just put tab over here. Press the tab key. And then conf, and then press the tab key. And then T, press the tab key, right? It auto completes configure and then tab for us. Right? And then again EX, and then we're gonna have the tab key. Okay, good. Okay, fine, guys. So next thing is the next one more shortcut I just wanted to say is when I say EN, right? Listen to me keenly, guys. This is very important. When I type EN and if I give enter, or my question is, if I type EN, will the router know that I refer to enable mode command? Or if I type EN, will the router know that I'm referring to enable? Yes, because how many comes starting with EN? Only one command. What is that one command? Enable. So you don't even have to have, you don't even need to give the tab key. You can just type EN and give enter. Automatically takes you to which mode? Enable mode. For the point, see, I was telling EN and then press the tab key. Now I'm saying that there is also one more shortcut, which is you don't even need to type the tab key. You can just type EN alone, and that is sufficient for the router to understand that you are using that enable mode command or you are typing that enable command. Okay, so for the point, yeah, let me just show you one more time. Listen here. I'm typing EN alone and giving enter. Okay, and now next is I'm just going to type conf and then T, conf T. I'm not pressing tab. I'm just typing conf T alone and when I give enter, it takes me to the config terminal. Again, when I give EX, it takes exit and getting me back to the previous mode. Again, EX, again getting me back to the previous mode. Got it? Okay, so we'll just do it one more time. So what is the first method base? Type full command. Okay, that's the first method. Let me show you that. Type full command. So enable. Sometimes you make typo when you type like this. So configure terminal. Exit. Exit. Okay, so this is the full command. Type full. Next is use the tab key. Okay, so that is en tab conf tab t tab ex tab ex tab. Okay, use the required letters alone, which I mean for en, for enable you can type en alone. Use the required characters, or I say type the required characters, or I say type the shortcut short command. Okay, so it is nothing but en conf ex ex. Okay, good. Okay. Now there is a poll coming up. I just want you guys to answer which one you like. Okay. So yes, just try to participate. Which way of configuration? Yeah, so just give me a minute, please. Okay, so be ready to answer the poll. Now it's gonna come up. Yeah. So you just answer whatever you like, please answer. Please, everyone participate. Okay, good, good. Okay, so I think you guys are curious to see the answers. Okay, so which one won? Okay, so let me end the poll now. Okay, so I think you guys can see the result also, no? Yeah, so which means it's very close fight between option 2 and 3. Right? So use tab key of 47% and use shortcut command 48% and the other 5% you got over here. Okay, so this is 5, this is 47, this is 48, right? Right, there is a very small margin between option 2 and option 3. Yeah. See, of course, I even, if you ask me which is my favorite, of course, I use for certain configurations, I use the shortcut keys. But again, for certain configurations, I use the tab key. Okay. Because I'll tell you, see, shortcut commands are nice, but the tab key, use the tab key is really nice in certain cases so that, you see the command completely. So at least, if you always use type N, if you type en, always, at some point of time, after a few days, you will even forget what the en stands for. En stands for enable now. But when you constantly type en, will you remember that what the en belongs to? No, right? At some point of time, we'll forget it. But when you give en and then tab key, what happens? You always see that remaining characters, right? So you know that en stands for enable because you press a tab key and you see the complete command enable. So in that case, I would say that this option 2 is better. But option 3 is also nice, right? Which one, if you ask me which one I would use, of course, I go with option 2. No, because there is a little bit of advantage that I have in option 2 than with option 3. Because just one key, here you type here you type en and then you press a tab key. No much difference. So if you ask me which one I will be choosing, of course, I'll be choosing option 2 because I'll at least know what the command is. Okay, because en always will forget what en stands for at some point of time. Okay, so yes, nice. So let me stop sharing. Okay, so now let's get back to the classes. Okay, so now what we understood is we understood the Cisco iOS and the modes of Cisco iOS, right? What are the modes that we have? The user, enable, configuration mode, and all. Okay. Now again, today's task is also creating our first lab in Cisco Packet Tracer. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so let me open Packet Tracer application. Already it is there, and I've added this router case. Again, I'm saying be conscious when you do this lab. Please take 2811 router. Yeah, don't take any other router. Again, I'm saying 2811 you can find over here. So this is a router selection, right? And there you can see this fifth one. Can you see here? Fifth one. Okay, maybe let me just try to show you here. Can you see this guy? Okay, so this guy. This is the fifth router. No, take that guy. Okay. Yes. Okay, so let me take a couple of switches also, right? Switches doesn't matter really. I'm just going to take this router. We're going to create a small network lab here. We understood the basic configurations, commands, modes, and all. We are trying to do some basic labs today. Okay, again, this is the first lab that we are trying to do, but of course, in the end of the boot camp, we'll be having some good labs. We'll be practicing end of the session. Okay, so here I'm just going to take a couple of switches. Switches doesn't matter here. After to the router, can you see there is a switch symbol here, please? Can you see switch? Okay, let me just, if you couldn't see, let me just minimize the and show you. Okay, so there you go. There you can see the switch symbol. Can you see? When you hover over there, you'll be able to see the device name. So here, hovering over there, having my cursor here, you can see router, switch, router, switch. Okay, let me select the switch, and I don't mind which switch I take. Let me take the first switch itself. But in router alone, please be conscious. Router, switch. Okay, router, switch. Okay, let me select the switch, and I don't mind which switch I take. Let me take the first switch itself. But in router alone, please be conscious. Router, switch. Okay, let me select the switch, and I don't mind which switch I take. Let me take the first switch itself. But in router alone, please be conscious that you need to take a two-way double router. I'll tell you why. Okay, there is a reason. But all routers work same way. But why specifically this model of router? I'll tell you that. So again, I'm taking one more switch on this side. Okay, so I have one router, couple of switches, and there at the bottom you can see there is an end device. No, this is a PC. Okay, so this I'm just gonna add over here. So I'm just gonna take a PC. You got the point, guys? What we are trying to do? See, if we start buying these devices, they are expensive, right? So instead of buying these devices, we are practicing the networking in the packet tracer application. Okay, so let me just drop it over here, this guy, and I'm gonna have this guy over here, and I'm gonna have this guy over here. I'm just dragging and dropping these. That's it. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So listen to me. See, performing this lab is really tricky, guys. It's not like normally how you understand stuff. You can understand things very easily, but doing the lab is tough, right? Even in my classes, students when they sit in front of me, or even in the online session where we dedicate time for each and every students, we give more attention to individual users. In that case, the many students make mistake. But this the nature of this session. You guys are just listening to me. You guys cannot ask doubts, and you guys cannot do labs right away. So better you need to be more careful and more conscious while you do this lab. Okay. So yes, I'll give the documentation, guys. Definitely. Already you can refer to my ebook. Already the documentation is there. You can refer that also. Maybe in that, if you just go through, all these informations are available. Okay, all I need is just you guys have to practice the lab. That's it. Okay, so here let me just go and click on this connection. Can you see here is connection symbol over here? Yeah, connection. I'm just clicking on the connection, which is nothing but a cable. So we got PC, we got switch, we got router. All these devices are available, but we wanted to have a cable here. So yes, in networking we use many cables. For example, most of you might know that there is a LAN cable, which I have shown in previous classes. And in the first itself, I have shown the LAN cable, and it's not a big thing. All of us have seen, most of us have seen the LAN cable, and also we are even aware about fiber cables. Fiber cables. Okay, that is what most of the internet connections are running on. And likewise, we have coaxial cable, we have serial cable. There are many cables that we use in networking, but now these two are very popular and mostly used. Either it's going to be fiber for long distance, for higher speed, or it's going to be LAN cable for shorter distance. Okay, fiber or LAN. So I'm going to take this LAN cable, right? So maybe I can just give you the image I have. Okay, so I'm just going to take, see, this is, you guys know it already, but still I'm showing you again. This is a LAN cable, right? And we need to connect this LAN cable between the devices, correct? So now what I'm doing is I'm going to take this LAN cable, and I'm trying to connect the LAN cable to the PC. Which means this is what I'm exactly trying to do. I'm taking the LAN cable, guys, and I'm connecting to the LAN port that I have in my PC. Okay, just do that. For that, I want to take this third cable. Do you see? The cable is third cable, copper straight through cable. And I'm just gonna click on this, and then I'm gonna now what happened is you guys can notice that I have the cable in my hand, right? So there is a LAN cable in my hand. I'm just gonna select this guy and then choose fast Ethernet. Okay, so did you notice? Let me do it one more time. I've selected the cable. Now the cable is with me. I'm gonna go to the PC, click on the PC. I'm just clicking on it, and I can see where to connect. I'm gonna connect to fast Ethernet 0, which is exactly this. Right, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to insert a LAN cable into my LAN port. Okay, I did this. So now one end is connected to the PC. The other end is just hanging over here in my hand. And I'm just going to connect that to the switch. Right, in the switch, you can see there are so many ports. I told you, right? Switches will have many ports. And we have a 24 port switch over here. You can just randomly connect to any ports you want, guys. But I'm just connecting in an order so that it will be nice for me. I'm going to connect to the first one. Okay. Yes. Again, I'm taking this guy, connecting this back to this. Again, fast equals 0. Okay. Again, this guy back to, right. Again, I'm choosing the switch now, fast Ethernet 0/3. And I'm now connect to the router. Right. In router, you can see auxiliary console and all there. But I'm just going to connect to fast Ethernet 0. Okay. Fast Ethernet 0. Let me connect to this. These are the ports that we have in the router base. Let me connect to fast Ethernet 0/0. Okay, again taking one more cable, connecting fast Ethernet 0/1, and then to the switch. Again, any port I can connect, but I'll go in the order. Again, taking one more cable, connecting this PC to the switch, this PC to the switch. Okay, right. Did you guys notice how did I do that? Okay, yes. Okay. So now I'm just going to delete all the devices and do it one more time. Just watch. Maybe if you guys have missed it, just watch it one more time. I'm going to delete all the devices. How can I delete this? There is a delete symbol. Can you see here? I'm just going to click on this, hit, everything just go away. Okay, I'm just going to delete all the devices. Okay, let me just drag and drop again from the scratch and do it, right? Just listen to me now. First, taking the router, which model? 2811. Okay. Next, switch, right? Couple of switches, right? I'll take the first switch itself, this guy and this guy. Next PCs, PC1, it's again device, third PC, fourth PC. Good. Okay, now cable. So selecting this cable, taking the third one, copper straight through this guy, and selecting on the fast Ethernet of the PC to the first port, fast Ethernet of the switch. Again, fast Ethernet of the PC to the fast. Can you see now it is 0/2, guys? Earlier it was 0/1, no? That is connected to PC1. Now what we have? We have 0/2 left. We are connecting 0/2 now to the second PC. Now when I again select what I have only 0/3. What happened to 1 and 2? We are connected to the PC now, so we have only 3 available now. From 3, I'll connect 3 to the router. So please make sure that in the router alone, please follow this. On the left side, right, you have a switch on the left side, right? We are connecting to this switch. For that, go and use fast Ethernet 0/0. Okay, I'm just connecting with this. See guys, in switch it doesn't matter. In switch, whatever way you want, you can connect it. But when you connect this, when you're connecting the left side switch to the router, please go and select to the fast Ethernet 0/0 because we have to assign IP address. So in that case, this is important. Fast Ethernet 0/0. And then again selecting, and this time fast Ethernet 0/1. 0/0 to the second switch, 0/1, fast Ethernet 0/1 to the first switch, right? Again, I'm connecting to the switch here again. Okay. Okay, so this way I can connect, right? Okay, nice. Okay, connected. Okay, so now let me just take a screenshot of this, and we're gonna go and design a network. Okay, so here, if you see on the router, we had fast Ethernet, right? What was the name when I connected that LAN port? What name was there, right? It was fast Ethernet, right? So we'll call it as FA, simply FA for fast Ethernet. And what was the number that we had? Right, it was fast Ethernet FA 0/0, this side. Right, and what was this side? Fast Ethernet 0/0/1. Okay. Yes, so this is how it is connected. On the switch, it doesn't matter. You can use any port to any device. Here also any port to any device. But please make sure that the router to the left switch use 0/0. To the right switch, use 0/1. Okay. So yes, so we are connected like this now. So here I have 0/0. Let me ignore. I'm not going to write FA here after this. And you have to understand it. It's fast Ethernet, right? I'm not going to write FA. I'll simply write the number of the port. It is fast Ethernet 0/0, and this guy is fast Ethernet 0/1. Okay, so 0/0 on this side, 0/1 on this side. These are the numbers that we have for the interfaces. Okay, yeah. So basically, they are, yes. So these are we're gonna call that as LAN ports, right? Okay, yeah. Now here on the PC, here we have this is nothing but network interface card, right? This is what we call it as. This is a network interface card. So the network interface card, we connect a cable. Already I told you in OIC model class itself. Right. So the PC has got how many NICs? It has got one network interface card. And this guy has got how many NICs? This PC also has got 24. Sorry, this guy has also got one network interface card. And what about the switch guys? It has got how many network interface card? It has got 24 network interface card. Right? All these things you can call it as a port. That is fine. Port you can call it as. But what is the correct name? You have to call it as network interface card. So on the switch, you have 24 network interface card. On the PC, you have one network interface card here. And this one network interface card here. On the router, how many network interface cards we have? We have two, right? One on this side. This is one NIC. And this is another one NIC, right? Yeah. So to differentiate between these NICs only, we have the number 0/0 and 0/1. Okay, fine. So now, yes, so we are just understanding some basics of connectivity here. Now, next thing is we have to go and assign IP address. That is very important because just with cables, routers, and switches, we cannot run a network. We need IP addresses for the devices so that they can communicate. Okay, so now what is the plan is? The plan is very simple, guys. To this interface of the router or to this network interface card of the router, I'm going to give the IP address 192.168. I'm designing it, right? So I can just give whatever IP address I want. I'm just using 192.168.1.1. And this side, I'm using 192.168.1.2. 1.2. On this side, 192.168.1.3. Okay. See, this is 192.168.1.2, 1.3. But I'm not going to write the full IP. Instead, I'll write only the last two octet, 1.2. Okay, so if I write 1.2, you have to understand that it is nothing but 192.168.1.2, right? I'll just ignore. Always I'll ignore this 192.168. I'll only write the last two octets, 1.2. And here we have 1.3. This is the plan for this side. On the other side, it's 192.168.2.1. That's the IP address. And we're gonna have 2.2. And we're going to have 2.3. Okay, so this is 2.2. It should be 2.2, 2.2, and 2.3, which is nothing but 192.168, 2.2, and 2.3. Okay, so this is the plan, guys. So we got everything. We even designed a network with IP addresses. Let's go and do this. Okay, I'm just going to go to the PC and configure. First, we'll finish the IP configuration in the PC, and then we can go to the router. Okay, so how do I assign IP address to the PC? Let's go and click on the PC, go to the desktop section, and go to the IP configuration, right? Okay, let me tell you one more time. Please listen. Okay, to assign IP address to the PC, I need to click on the PC, go to the desktop section, IP configuration. Okay, yeah. So here it's asking for IP address. So what IP address we planned for 192.168. So we are on the first PC, right? This PC I'm in, and I opened this PC. What is IP address to him? 1.2. 192.168.1.2. Okay. Okay, now let me click on the subnet mask. Already we understood what is subnet mask. It gives the network portion and host portion. And when I clicked on the subnet mask, it automatically filled the subnet mask 255.255.250, which is what even I need. Okay, let's go with this mask. I'm not going to change this. This is simple, fine. Okay, IP address is 1.2. The mask is 255.255.250. Okay, good. Let me close this and close this also. Okay, let's take this PC and click on the desktop. Right now, I'm taking the second PC, please. Second PC. I'm going to the desktop and going to the IP configuration. Clicking over here. I'm typing 192.168.1.3. Okay, that is a IP address, right? 1.3 for this guy. Okay, and then subnet mask again, it automatically filled the mask 255.255.250. I didn't type it. It automatically filled it. Okay, fine. Let's go with that itself. I'm just going to close this. Okay, fine. So the same way, we just configure IP address assignment to this PC, to this PC. Next is we're gonna go and configure to this PC and this PC. Okay, I'll take that PC, this guy, go to desktop section, IP configuration, right? Okay. 192.160.2.2. Okay, again, clicking on subnet mask, it automatically filled the mask. That is what even I need. I'm just gonna close this. Fine. We'll go to the last PC. 2.3. Okay, 2.3 for this guy, 2.3 subnet mask is 255.255.250. Okay, good. So we configure IP address to all the PCs. Now, PCs, they have IP addresses. Next, we have to go and configure IP to whom? We have to configure IP to the network interface card. PC's NIC. See, this guy has got an NIC, right? For the NIC only, what I gave the IP address. So you configure IP address to the network interface card. Always understand. Network interface card, you give IP address. Some, even I say, this PC is having this IP. If I say the PC is having the IP address, that is wrong. You should say like what? The PC is having what? The PC is having a network interface card, right? And the network interface card is having only the IP address. Like this is how you have to say. PC is having network interface card. Network interface card is having IP address. Okay, you should not say PC is having IP address. But generally, even I or many people in networking, they say, okay, the PC's IP address is 1.2. But what is the right term? The PC's NIC's IP address is 1.2. Okay, but in normal conversation, we say PC's IP 1.2. But technically, it is not the PC itself. PC's NIC and NIC's IP address is what 1.2 is. Okay. Yes. So now, the same way in the router, we have how many network interface card? We have two NIC, right? We have one NIC on this side, network interface card on this side, and this is a network interface card on this side. Yeah. The NIC means what case? LAN port only. LAN port is what I'm saying like NIC. Okay. Okay. NIC. So we have one NIC. What is the name of it? Fast Ethernet. And what is the number? 0/0. That is connected on this side. Okay. So we have another NIC, which is FA Fast Ethernet 0/1 this side. Hey, that is the second NIC. So the plan is very simple. We're gonna go to this network interface card, and assign this IP address. Okay, let's go and do that. Okay, I'm gonna go to the router, click on the router, go to the CLI section of the router, and there initially it will always ask this yes or no question. Just give no. Don't think of anything. Just give no. And once you know, it will take you to the user mode. Okay. Okay. Now, there is a poll coming up for you guys. The poll is, okay, which mode I need to be in right now to configure IP address? Yeah, that's the question. Options are coming up. Okay, so just guess it, please. Okay, you're gonna have the poll coming up right away now in few seconds. Okay. Yes, just go and answer. Which mode is used for configuring the IP address to the router's network interface card? Okay, really nice, nice. Okay, I'm really happy that no, these many participants are actually active. Okay, so okay, let me end the poll. Okay, I'm just gonna share the result. Yes, you guys are seeing now. Yeah, so almost 92% are correct. Okay, 92% are correct configuration because the question itself configuring, right? If it is configuring, then you have to go to the configuration mode only. Okay, let me just go and do that. Okay, so here, how do I go to the configuration mode, guys? I can use shortcuts. I'll use en conf t. Okay, I'm using the short command alone, not the tab key. I'm just using shortcuts here. En conf t. And after that, I need to first go into this NIC, right? So I need to go to this NIC, first NIC number one. Okay, how can I go that? How can I go into that? What is the command for that is? The command is, I'll just type int, guys, and I'm just going to give tab. What it auto completed? Interface. So I call it as network interface card, right? That is what this is NIC1 and this is NIC2. Okay, this is NIC2. So here, I say it is NIC, that is correct. But in Cisco router, the command is like interface. You have to use the command interface. So network interface card, in that they are taking interface alone. This I alone they are using. Okay, so network interface card, I alone we are using its interface. So interface and then FA, right? I'm just giving FA, see FA, I'm giving a tab. What it auto completed? Fast Ethernet. Okay, got it? Yeah, so 0/0. Okay, that is a number, right? That's a number that we have 0/0. and I'm just going to give enter. Okay, interface fast Ethernet 0/0. And now you can see there is one difference in the symbol base here. Earlier it was config, no, it was just config, right? And this is called as config if. So let me now give you a clarity. Okay, I was telling you this is configuration mode. Router, and then if you have config, this is a configuration mode, correct? Now, when I have router, and now what I'm having? I'm having config, and I'm having what? I'm having IF and then hash, right? This is called as configuration mode. You can call it as configuration mode, or even some people they refer like they put global configuration mode. They say it like global configuration mode. It simply can be called as configuration itself, but some people, some documentation says configuration, global configuration mode. Both are same only, global configuration mode or configuration mode. Okay, whereas this is what? You see IF, which means you are inside the interface configuration. Right? Config, and then you are configuring what? You are configuring the IF, which means interface, right? So this is called as interface configuration. So I'm into the interface configuration now. We can see this -IF. Okay, here you see -IF. Okay, so now here the command to configure IP address is IPAD. I'll just give tab IP address 192.168.1.1. That is what we plan now. See, the command is IP address, please. This is the command. IP and address is a command. And now I need to configure this IP address to that network interface card. So I'm going to say is 255.255. That's the IP address, and 255.255.255 mask. This is IP, and mask also we have to type here. On the PC, it automatically show you, but in the router you have to type the mask. So 192.168.1.1 255.255.255.0. Okay, enter. So then next command is, see, right now this NIC, right? This network interface card, this NIC. Right now it is in disabled state. Or just let me charge my laptop real quick, please. Fine. So now, yes, coming back. So this network interface card, I was about to say something, but I forgot. Yeah, so this is what I was about to say. This network interface card is right now, it is in shutdown state. Okay, you can think like, no, right now the interface card is disabled or it is in shutdown. The interface of the router will be in shutdown state only. That is a default. By default, the interface will be in shutdown state only. And that is why can you see red over here? What this red refers to? The interface is off. Okay. Since this side is off, automatically this side also will become off. Okay. See, this is the reason. Since this guy is red, this guy also becomes red. But once you make this interface, right now it is an off state, right? If you make them on, if you make the interface on, then it's gonna start working. So we configure IP address to the interface or network interface card, but right now the network interface card is in what state? It is in shutdown state. Okay, how do I go and power it on, or how do I go and just enable that? The command is no shutdown. The command is very simple. It is in shutdown state. And how do I go and give, how do I go and enable it? The command no shutdown. Okay, so when I give no shutdown, you can see this is right now in no shutdown state, and you can also see now when I go to the diagram, can you see this guy? Now it is in on state. Okay, and this guy is in orange. He'll also turn green in few seconds. Okay, so I gave no shut to this interface, right? I gave no shut to this interface. So what happens is this guy, he became green, and as well as this guy also will become green eventually. Okay, so now we have this guy done. Now let's go and configure this network interface card, this NIC. Okay, let's go there. I'm just going to give exit. So when I give exit, what I want to, it's going to come out of the configuration mode. Now I'll just give INT. This time I'm going to use only shortcuts. Last time I was using tab, no? INT, tab, FA, tab. I was using tab, right? Now I'll just use a short command. Interface, INT, interface, FA, fast Ethernet, and 0/0. Okay. sorry, 0/1, right? That is the account number, right? This guy is what this guy is 0/1. Okay, so interface FA 0/1. Okay, IP ADD address, right? I can maybe use the tab over here, and 192.168.2.1, 255.255.255.0. Okay, and then it's going to be no shutdown. Okay, I'll just simply use it as no shutdown. Yeah, good. Finally, we configure IP address to both the interfaces of the router or both the network interface card of the router. So I say interface case, sometimes I say interface, sometimes I refer to network interface card, sometimes I say NIC, sometimes I say LAN port, but everything is same under. Okay. Yes. So now what we have to do is now I configured everything. Everything is good, everything got an IP address, everything is working fine. The interface is also now enabled, everything is in green. If you just go and see that this is a screenshot, right? That is why it is in red there. But if you see this lab, can you see everything is being nice, right? Everything is clean, everything has got an IP address like this. Okay, so now what I need is I just need to check the connectivity. Okay. So now everything is working or everything is supposed to work, right? Everything is configured, things are very good, fine, but how do we really check it? How do we really check it? With the help of ping command. I used it this in the first class itself, right? A ping is nothing but a networking command that is used to check the connectivity between the devices. Now I'm going to take this PC and go to the command prompt, right? CMD of this PC. And I'm going to type the command. I'm going to go to this PC guys and take the command prompt and I'm going to type ping. And whom I'm trying to ping? I'm trying to ping 1.3. So just this guy, 1.3. So when I ping him, this guy will respond, right? Which means I'm just sending a hi message. That is what exactly the meaning of that is. So ping 1.3. What is the meaning of it? Hi 1.3. I'm just sending a hi to 1.3 PC, and this guy will say hi back to me. Right? So if I send a hi, and if he sends a hi, then what is the meaning of it? We both are connected. Okay, let's confirm that. Okay, I'm just gonna go to the species. This is what you have to verify all the time in all the labs that we are doing, guys. The how do you verify whether the lab is properly configured or not, or the lab is properly done or not? We are verifying it with only with the ping command. When I click on the ping command, if the IP configuration window is open, you can just simply close it. Right. Here you can see there is a command prompt, right? There is a command prompt. Okay, so I'm just opening this command prompt and typing the ping command 192.168.1.3. Okay, I'll understand. I am 1.2. Who is 1.1? Router is 1.1. This guy 1.1. This guy 1.2. This guy 1.3. So from 1.2, I'm pinging 1.3. Okay, let's see. Let's see. What happened? I was able to ping, then he is responding to me, right? This is what exactly I refer to. So the ping is working, and we got a reply from where? We got a reply from 1.3. And what is the statistics? It says it sent is 4, received is also 4, and packet loss is how much? 0% packet loss, which means we both are connected. Now these guys, they can talk to each other because they have a proper connectivity. Okay, you might have a question. What is this? Why is the reply coming 4 times? Why is the sent is 4? We just gave only command once, right? I typed command only once, but why the sent is 4? We use the command only once. See, even though you use the command only once, understand? You type the command only once, please. But by default, when you give that command 4 times, the thing will happen. Okay. So hi is sent, hi is received. Again, next one more hi this PC will send, and this guy will also send the hi back. Again, this guy is sending hi. Again, this guy is sending hi. Again, this guy is sending hi, hi, and again hi. Okay. So by default, you send 4 ping requests for every 1 ping command. Okay, that is a default behavior of the devices. Okay, that's okay, right? Let's understand why it is 4 times and all. Maybe possible in this course, or else maybe you can just check later with some other study materials why it is 4. Because as I told you, this is not a complete CCNA course, right? It's not a CCNA course. It's not a complete CCNA course. It's a CCNA basic, right? We are just trying to understand basic, which means the total CCNA content I plan to teach only 25% of my whole CCNA content. So understand that it's going to be a little bit of brief content, right? I cannot go and explain all these things, why it is and all. In my actual CCNA class, we spend it for 120 hours, in which, I just deep dive into everything and I explain. But here we don't have time for that. And also one thing I just wanted to say is, in my class, right, when I take online classes, when it is a complete CCNA course, once I configure IP address to the PCs, right, I give time to my students, right, who is in the meeting or who's in front of me in the classroom. Offline classes also we do provide same time online, same time offline. We have. So after configuring PC IP addresses, I ask my students to do it. Okay, I'll give them some 5 to 10 minutes of time to do the lab. Once they finish, they'll tell me. After that, I'll go and configure router and I'll ask them to do the lab. Right? Once they finish configuring router, they'll tell me, and then I'll ask them to ping. I'll ping them. I'll show them. Once my ping is successful, these guys they'll take a couple of minutes to ping and check. So my class, like in 120 hours, it's a different way of learning and teaching, guys. But here, understand the circumstances. It's a big meeting. We have many participants here. We cannot wait for everyone to complete. We cannot have this practical in the session itself, right? Because 30 hours is a very minimal time in which if I teach the lab, I can do the lab. But if I give time for you guys to do the lab in the in this session itself, then it's going to be tough, right? It's not going to actually work out. So that is the reason I'm just I'm just doing it everything. You guys have to do it after the class, and that is what you guys have to adjust because it's a free course, something that you guys have to sacrifice from your side also, right? I just do the labs after the classes. Like you cannot expect it to be, you cannot expect me to give some time after I do it. We cannot parallelly do the lab stage. That is not the part of this course. My full CCNA course will have that because we have more time for that. We can do it, but here we cannot do that. Okay, fine. So now let's come back to this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in, ping 1.1 and show you. Okay, whether we'll try to ping the router and see whether the router is saying hi or not. Already I was pinging 1.1, ping 192.168, 1. So I think 1.3. Now I'm going to ping 1.1. See, the router is also responding. Good, right? Yeah. Yes. 1.1. And now this guy, from here, I was able to ping. I just told hi to him. He responded. And when I say hi to the router, this case was responding. See, I pinged 1.1 to the router IP address, and this guy is saying hi back. Okay, nice. So this is a sign of connectivity is working or not. Let's go to this PC, guys. I'm just gonna go to this PC, right? And I need to ping this guy and this guy. Right? First, let me ping this guy 2.3, and then I'll ping the router also. So I'm taking this PC 2.2, going to the command prompt of him, type the command ping 192.168.1.3. Sorry. Okay, so I wanted to ping 2.3, right? I just made a mistake by typing 1.3, 2.3. Ping 192.168, 2.3. Yes, 2.3 is responding. Very good. And now let me ping, I'm just going to use a arrow key and then ping the 2.1 also. I'm 2.2, I'm pinging 2.3 and 2.1. Good, even they are responding. It's a good sign. Yes. So what is next? The next is we'll try to ping across the network. From 1.2, we'll try to ping 2.2. So all the pink colors, the pink color arrows I'm just drawing here, it's working. Now let me try this black color from 1.2 to 2.2. Let me try. We'll take this guy, PC, 1.2 PC. I'm just gonna ping 2.2. Which device? From this network, I'm trying to ping this network. Right? We'll see whether it's working or not. Okay, it's not working. Right? It's request timing out. The request is timing out. It's not gonna work. So here, once the yeah. So here we have sent 4. You see it is 0. Okay, and then lost is 100%. Why it is not working, right? So or else I can simply say what type of ping is now working. This pink color, right? This pink color, what they refer to, what type of ping is working, right? I'll enable the chat right now. Let me see if anyone can answer in the chat. Okay. Yes. So try to answer, guys. Yeah, I think the chat has been enabled. You can say what type of ping is working right now, guys. Yeah, I got the answers. Very good. Very good, Yuvraj. Very good, Mariappan. Yeah, Raghav, good. I think almost everyone. Everyone. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So now, same network is working, guys. Same. Yeah, listen to me. Typing the answer in the chat. Just listen to me. Same network is working. See, in the last class, what we discussed is what we discussed. We compared PCs and we identified same network, different network, right? Okay. Now say these green color IP addresses I have. This green color IP addresses, do they have the same network portion? The mask is, see, the PC one has got 192.168, 1.1, sorry, 1.2. Okay, 1.2. And then PC uh, 2, right? That's the other PC has got 192.168.1.2, right? And then the router has got 192.168.1.1. What is the mask is? The mask is what mask we used? 255.255.255.0, right? How many 255? 3. Which means what is the network quotient, guys? Network quotient is, see this, okay, sorry. Yeah, this is a network quotient, right? This is the 1.1, 1.15. These are the host IP addresses. They are different PCs, they are different devices, but do they have the same network quotient? Yes. So they are in the same network. Like this is what I told in the last class, right? You remember we had also, we had discussion on that. This is the same network. And these devices are on the same network. So the communication is working. So same network communication is working. And what about these cases? These network IP addresses, they have what? Right, 192.168.2.1, 192.168.2.2, 192.168.2.3. So what is the network quotient? They have this as the network quotient. The network quotient of them is also same, right? So they belong to same network. So what happens right now is what type of thing is working right now? I think most of you have told what type of thing is working right now. This question in the chat, why switch doesn't have an IP address? See, we can configure IP to the switch also, right? But that is not really needed. For what reason switch will have an IP address? I'll try to say in this course later if possible, right? But right now, we're not going to have IP address for the switch. The switch can work without IP addresses, right? Not really required to have a switch, an IP address for a switch. Okay. So yes. Now, what type of thing is working? The same network is working, right? What is not working? Different network is not working, right? So 1.2 and 2.2, they are in different network, right? Whereas these guys, they are in same network, they can ping to each other. These guys, they can ping to each other. But what is not working? Across the network, it is not working. Okay. So what do we need to do? Right? And also, yeah, also see, let me just disable the chat, please, for a moment. Okay. Yes. So now what we need to do is which just case case which device is connecting the networks. We have this one network and we have this which is the other network, right? This green color circle and then the red color circle, they are two different networks. Which device is connecting them, right? Of course, yes, device are correct. Router is a device that is connecting. And did we configure router? Yes, router is already configured, right? Router is running, router is having the IP address, everything is good, router is running. Even the router is there, why it is not working then? The router is in between. Router should connect this network and this network. But why is not able to connect, or why it is not working right now? Because the reason is, listen to me, this is the foundation of networking. Please try to understand this very clearly. When I try to ping, this is the foundation of networking. Please listen carefully. When I try to ping 2.2, right? So this PC is in 1.2. What is the destination? The destination is 2.2. So now the PC understands that 2.2 is not in his network. He is in 1.2, right? The destination is 2.2. So he knows that 2.2 is not in my network. 2.2 is in out of my network. 2.2 is that side. So if I want to send a packet to 2.2, I cannot send the ping packet to him. We have to, or he have to send it to whom? He have to send it to this router. Other point. So which means how the flow works is The PCs have to give it to the router. The router is the one who have to give it to the destination device, right? Now this is what we call as routing. Okay. So the packet need to be routed by which device? It need to be routed by router. Okay. So now then why it is not working? We have the router running, everything is good, but still why it is not working? The reason for that is when I configure the PC, you know, I configure the PC's IP address. Okay. I configure the PC subnet mask. IP was given, subnet mask was given. What is subnet mask? 255.255 dot. Let me write this. 255.255.255.0. And after that, did you see that there is an option called default gateway? Default gateway. There was an option. I don't know how many of you noticed it. I'll show you now. See here. When I click on the PC, go to the IP configuration, IP given, mask given, and next to that, what we have? We have something called default gateway. Can you see this? The default gateway. Yeah. So who is the default gateway? Which means if this PC wanted to, give the packet to 2.2, he need to give it to whom first? He need to give it to this network interface. Is that correct? He need to give the packet to this NIC. So the packet have to be given to this network interface card. This network interface card will give to this PC. So in that case, if the PC want to give the packet to 1.2, now he need to give it to whom? He need to give it to this default gateway. Who's default gateway? Right? The IP address of this PC, this NIC, right? This NIC, the IP address of this NIC is what? 1.1. So simply saying, right, if the PC wanted to give the packet to 2.2, he need to give it to 1.1 first, right? Which means that 1.1 is what? Default gateway is. If the PC want to talk to different network, he need to give the packet to 1.1. So which I need to fill over here, which I didn't fill earlier. So the PC is gonna have a default gateway of which IP address? 192.168.1.1. Clear? Okay, this is a basic foundation, guys, basic networking, right? So which means at your home, you are browsing internet, correct? Which means who is your gateway? The router. The router that you have at your home. You are giving the packet to the router, right? This guy, gateway, and that gateway will send it to the internet. So in the same way, I need to give to this router or give this gateway, and he'll forward to this guy. Okay, so very simple. Let me just go and configure this PC with a gateway of what? With a gateway of 192.168.1.1. Right, that is what I intended. 1.1. Very good. Okay, so now I'm just enabling the chat with you guys now. Okay, so the chat has been enabled. Now say for 1. Let me ask a question. The gateway for this PC is 1.1. What is the gateway for this PC, guys? What is going to be the gate for this PC? Can you say? Yeah, please answer everyone. Same, very good. Same 1.1. No doubt. No doubt. Very good, very good. Almost all of you guys are correct. Yeah, gateway 1.1. See guys, yeah, so let me stop the chat. You guys are spamming my chat. Let me stop it. Thanks. Thanks. Okay, so let me enable it again when I ask the next question. Yeah. So now, see here, the thing is, if you have 20 pieces, guys, let's say you have 20 PC, right? One more PC you have, one more PC you have. The PC will have different IP address. This guy got 1.2, this guy got 1.3. They'll have a different IP. This guy will have 1.4, this guy will have 1.5. But what will be the gateway for all of them? The gateway is going to be 1.1. All the PCs in that network is going to have a same gateway window. But the point, the PC will have different IP for themselves, but the gateway is common 1.1. Very good. Okay, so now let's go to the next one. Yeah, so I'm just going to enable the chat again. And now I want you guys to answer what is going to be the gateway for this PC and should for this PC. Okay, yeah. Please, case, I'm just enabling the chat now. Yes, so the chat has been enabled, please. Now, yes. Very good. Yeah, so this is really an encouragement for me to have many boot camps in future for free. Okay, yes, thank you. So 2.1, good. Because this guy have to give it to him, no? He need to give it to him 2.1, and then this is going to be again 2.1. So these two pieces, they're going to have a gateway of 2.1. Yeah, yeah. So let's go and do that. I'm just going to take this PC and go to the IP configuration. and gateway 192.168.2.1. Okay, fine. So yes, and then the last PC 192.168.2.1. Okay, good. Yes. Now I configured all the gateways, everything is fine. Now let me just go and ping different network. Right? So gateway is configured, right? So now if I ping different network, if I try to ping 2.2, which means I will give my packet to my gateway and the gateway will do routing, right? He'll forward and he'll take care of the responsibility to deliver the packet to 2.2. Yeah. So now we just go and ping it. Okay, I'm just going to ping 2.2. Can you see? It's working. Now 2.6. The same thing which was not working earlier. After configuring gateway, it is working. 2.2 is working, right? And packet sent is 4, received is 4, packet is 0% loss. Okay. Yes. Yes. So your doubts will be yeah, your doubts will be cleared definitely. Please wait, right? I have everything in the classes itself. Right? So whatever doubts you guys are asking, if it is something that's going to come in the upcoming classes, I'm just going to leave it. Yeah, so you will be learning everything in upcoming classes. Right? So how the router basically understands these things, we'll discuss about that. Okay, one thing I wanted to say before that. See, sometimes what happens is when you try to ping 2.0, I got all 4 ping replies. Okay, let me ping 2.0. Okay, there is one request timed out I can see. See, if you see one request timed out, that's fine, right? That's absolutely fine, that's fine, no issues at all. Because one request timed out, still if you wanted to ping, right, you can just ping again and check. Ping 2.3. Now see, earlier when the first time when I was pinging, see, listen here. The first time I was pinging 2.3, I got one request timed out. That's a normal thing only. You don't have to really worry about it. But if you still wanted to ping and again confirm, so I just pinged him one more time. And this time what happened? I got all the ping replies. See, there is a reason for this request timed out. So there is a concept called ARP, which will cover very basic in this course. That ARP is a reason for this request timed out. Okay, so don't worry. If this request timeout happens, it's a natural thing only. You don't have to really worry about what exactly this exactly is it a wrong thing or something wrong, not like that, right? It's a usual normal thing only, right? Don't worry if you get one request time, but just ping one more time and see that time you'll get all the ping replies. Okay, okay. So I'm going to finish the session over here, guys. If you have any doubts, you can ping to my WhatsApp number, which I generally use in the group. You can ping to that number itself. Okay, I'll try to respond as soon as possible. Okay. So I'm going to end the session here. Nice having you guys in this session. I really, I can understand you guys are interested. A Sunday evening, um, having multiple commitments. You guys have joined for the classes. Really, this is what encourages me to have further classes. Very interesting. Okay, so thank you, everyone. Guys, thanks for joining the session. So tomorrow we'll discuss with upcoming further topics, right? So one important thing is please do the lab. Okay, so refer my ebook that I shared in the group. Do lab and come for the next lab. If you come directly, then your level of understanding will decrease. If you feel today's class is very interesting and you understood everything, do the lab and then come. If you directly come, tomorrow's class you will not understand 20%. The other day you will not understand 50%. The other day or some day you will not even understand anything in the course. Okay. So yes, so if you couldn't find the ebook, you can ping me personally. I'll share that also because I've already shared in the group. If you guys couldn't find it, you can ping me in WhatsApp personally. Okay. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining the session. See you guys tomorrow. Bye. Thank you.